It's a full set of Fantastic Four minus Silver Surfer. Sorry, don't have the Liquid T1000 to review, but we've got both versions of Johnny Storm, the only version of the Thing. That does kind of seem weird. Why don't we have two versions of him? Whatever. And we got Invisible Woman, and we got Mr. Fantastic, which is a hilarious name to give yourself. You can stretch so you're super... I mean, he's like one of the... He's like, what, the smartest guy in the Marvel Universe? Why is he not just like Mr. Smart Man? That's because it's stupid. Let's open these things and find out just how good these are, because I can tell you right now, as somebody that is traditionally just a kind of Marvel Legends fan, like there's not everything suits my needs. I am really impressed with these things right off the bat. So will they hold up to that when I open them up and look at them? I don't know. So starting off with the lovely couple, wow. Yeah, I can tell you right now, the likenesses on these things are so much better, especially his in person. The renders I saw when they announced this, I was not as impressed with. I mean, it's not perfect for a Pedro face, but this looks like Vanessa Kirby big time. Now let's look into these accessories. Let's look in at these. Oh God. Starting off with the Invisible Woman, Sue is her name, if you didn't know that. It's looking good. Now, the problem is when you put a figure into the camera, like this for extreme details, you notice all those like dots. And that's kind of the downside to what this company, and Mafex, I think it is, has been doing lately. It's probably like the cheapest, best way to do it. Or the best way to do it cheap. If you look at it with your human eyes, then it's fantastic. Odd 4. Now, based on the promos and stuff that we've seen from the trailers, this is actually looking fantastic. Fantastic! That's what he does in the game. Marvel Rivals, doesn't matter. This looks really good with the cloth for like the collar and everything. I'm actually pretty impressed. Now, I'm wondering why they all have these bracelets on. Is this some kind of, I don't know. That's what it is. Now, looking at the rest of it, yeah, fantastic. This is really, really well done. I'm, like I said, very impressed. The downside being that you only get one head sculpt, you barely get accessories with Hasbro these days, and as of right now, we have this kind of mixed match of hands for her. So she's got this, which you can plug this effect into, and it's supposed to simulate bullets being shot into it, it seems. And that just plugs into the hand like this. So now she's got her psionic... Was it psionic? I don't know. She's got her invisible stuff. Cool. Glad there's an effect in the box. Like I said, it's pretty rare to have many accessories. And then the fact that you get punching hand for the right arm, and then you get this gripping hand for the left, when there's literally nothing to grip. Out of all of these figures, there is nothing for her to grip. I mean, unless Silver Surfer came with something and I totally missed it, I don't think so. Otherwise, you got the force, the use of the force hand, and then just this open palm hand that I can't get into the shot. Sculpt-wise, fantastic. Articulation is going to be limited by the hair, but I'm actually impressed that it can look down that much. So no looking up at all of the giant creatures that they have to fight in the movie that we've seen from the trailer. Arms have great range. Honestly, this feels really good. Now, there's no butterfly joint in there, rotation, double jointed elbows, all your standard stuff. Now, an interesting thing here with this hand is that there's no hinge on it. This is just a straight pegged hand, no hinge whatsoever. Torso has, well, honestly, when you work all the body together, it's still pretty good. The sculpt doesn't really feel ruined in any way by the cuts that they've done. There's this kind of weird thing that it's kind of almost at the belt, so it's a smart location, but yeah, crunch overall is pretty lacking. Legs are great, rotation, double jointed, all the standard stuff. Cool, and it looks fantastic. I'm gonna keep saying that. Do I really say fantastic all the time when I'm talking about other figures? That's so weird. Ugh, okay, Pedro Pascal, look at that. America's Daddy, I guess. This does look pretty good. They've done his likeness before, obviously in the Star Wars universe because of the Mandalorian, but yeah, I think in person this is much better. You can look up and down to perfection. Good God. The arms go up. And yeah, I'm with everybody on the fact that like this should have been white for him as well. I don't know why it's blue. Weird choice. Rotation, double jointed elbows. Now, because the pattern on the shirt is that way, it kind of works that this cut is here. But again, really not any articulation in the ab area, which is wild. I mean, how long has Marvel Legends been making figures? The fact that they don't have any articulation in the abs for these characters is kind of wild, but they also probably look way better than when you have like a C shape or a U shape or whatever, an N? What shape do you want it to be? Now his accessories, let's see. On by default, he's got these kind of standard open grippy hands. They're just a little bit different on each side. Then he comes with some punching hands because these are Marvel characters, you know, you gotta do some punchies. And then you get these. Now, I think I'm a little worried about the fact that these wrists don't come off. Why would you do this? Why is this the case? That we have these extra arms, but they can't be punchy. You cannot take this and put it on there. That is such a wild choice. Anyway, the sculpt and the paint, looking good, and I believe, yeah, these are like super bendy things, so people are still gonna have a lot of fun with these. It's just a bit unfortunate that you can't do that one simple thing of swapping the wrists. If you're enjoying this and you want to see me review more Marvel Legends, then leave a like, comment down below that you'd like to see some more stuff, and of course, subscribe so that if I do more, you can watch that as well. Now, on to the Flame guy. This is a pretty interesting set because you have this guy 2 times. He's the only one that gets 2, at least so far. Could anybody else benefit from an alternate setup? Not really, I guess? And does he get paid twice because his likeness is in there twice? I mean, logic would say that you just use the same head and then just change the hair to flames, but anyway. Let's look at regular Johnny Storm. Again, I mean, pretty good. I mean, it looks, you just give him long hair and he's definitely, what's his name from Stranger Things. The paint's pretty good. It's definitely got some ramen noodle look, like early Justin Timberlake days, but that's mostly the paint, I think, that's doing that. But, you know, I'm pretty satisfied. Overall, the looks of these things are impressing me. They're not super glossy either, which is actually something that I should have noticed right off the bat, because generally my issue with Marvel Legends is they're like super glossy and shiny. Now maybe that's light is being diffused by the textures in the clothing, but some of this, like the top, is definitely matte, where this has a bit of like a semi-gloss. Anyway, all the same articulation. This shoulder's a little tight, and I'm a little worried about that. But overall, they're all the same so far. Nothing unique about each character. He's got gripping hands similar to, if not the same as what Mr. Fantastic has. Then he comes with 2 punching hands, which I guess you could swap around with Pedro Pascal if you needed alternate hands. But he already comes with fists. So why would you do that? And then he comes with these 2 flame effects, which actually look fantastic. Oh my god. That irritates me now that I say fantastic so much. But these do look good. There's some paint on top of transparency, so you're getting a lot of range here in the colors, and they look so much better in person than on camera. So my apologies for that. But I'm guessing these are just simple things to go around his hands or his ankles, whatever makes you feel better about your toys. Simple. Now, on to the Flame version. Flame on. We have punching hands on by default, and then these, which are kind of his flying hands on. Wow, that's actually super cool. The candy, fiery apple, like, I want to eat that and have a cinnamon flavor. This is literally just a giant hard candy toy, but don't eat it because it's not food. This is cool. I mean, the fire effects are done in a pretty unique way, I think. I don't know that we've seen exactly like this before, but you know, it's a new character, a new sculpt, but I also don't collect a lot of Marvel Legends to know if this was done for like a comic version before, the way these are connected, but this is cool. I actually like this design a lot. All the see-through parts, I hope these joints aren't going to become like very brittle over time, because generally transparent parts can be an issue later on, but maybe those aren't as see-through as they seem to be here. Now this one might be a little bit different with articulation, but probably not. He's got a limitation looking back, he's got the same exact body build, and then yeah, so everything really is the same. Maybe some limitations around the ankles and the wrists, but this is such a cool thing, and I'm sure with the right lighting, it's gonna look even cooler, if you can believe it. Now, on to the thing that I'm maybe the most excited about. Hey, that's wordplay. Fantastic thing. All right, this looks really nice. This is gonna be one of those, I think, that is right up there in the top of the Marvel Legends within this last year of figures they're releasing that actually look super good. I think a couple years ago, the Blob was great. Not fantastic. This thing and Juggernaut, I think, is going to be one of the best as well. All right, let's look at this guy. He's got, obviously, a completely new sculpt. Now, his legs look similar because of the outfit, but obviously also much thicker. This face looks so good. Holy smokes. Like, even in the camera, the eyes are unbelievable. Now, I'm wondering, is this a little darker on the brows? Is that supposed to be that way, or is that a little off? It's maybe not as obvious with I can tell it's there when I'm looking at it without the camera, but it's pretty obvious in the camera because this orange is also substantially more vibrant, at least between my camera and that monitor versus what he looks like. This looks more like real, yeah, it looks more like a muted, dull, real rock. Head looks down, looks up actually pretty well. Kind of impressed with this thing already. This thing. Arms go up. We got some rotation. There's no butterfly joints. This is not a soft plastic around the chest, but this little section here is, which is really weird. Like, why is this so hard, but then that's connected to it? Looks like it's all the same thing, but the bottom section's soft. Weird, man. I don't know how they're doing it. So you don't get any butterfly joints is what all that was about. So his range of articulation is pretty dookie compared to what we've been seeing with something like Juggernaut and the Hulk. But this guy's not a 50-plus figure either. Elbows are actually working well. It's a single joint, but it's done in a way that looks nice when it's curved. Articulated. He's got punching hands on by default, which do look pretty solid. Oh, that's another wordplay. And then these open hands, which his right hand is a little more open and flat so he could hold things. And the left one almost has a grip to it. But again, they don't have anything to grip. No idea. Maybe that's something that comes out later with some other figure. Body articulation. We didn't even talk about that. He leans back really, really well. Goes forward just a bit. Not that the thing can do a lot of articulation, but I'm sure still, you know, in a movie where he's CG, probably does more than what a toy does. Legs go out. Fantastic. Oh my God, I'm gonna be so mad about that. Double jointed knees. This is maybe the weakest thing about Marvel Legends, that even with all of the stuff that they're fixing and making better as the years go, the likenesses and the sculpts and the matte finish, the knees are still one of the weakest things because they're just so big and gross when they pose like that. It's like, what do you do to make this different? It looks fine there. Anyway, ankles, fantastic. Oh, ankles doing all the basic stuff that they need to do. He's got some pretty good range, and it kind of feels like a ratchet. It's like it's pretty chunky. You can hear it even. Yeah, this is really good. Holy smokes, man. How'd they do this? Now, if these are things, oh God. If these figures are something that you want to get, the best option is finding a spot online or going into a Target and looking with your own eyeballs. This is the kind of stuff that's really hard to just go to Target.com and buy. And I'm sorry. I will do my best to at least some point put something in the link, well, in the description of the video that maybe that will be helpful. Look at this. He poses so well. Again, alternate heads would be awesome. I would love to have the bearded version of him that we've been seeing. That would be really, really an awesome accessory in the box. But we don't have that, so get over it, me. Or alternatively, at least an angry face, because these people fight a lot, and it would be really fun to see them fighting as the figures. Look, it gets pretty expensive, especially if you buy both versions of Johnny Storm, and on top of that, you got to get the Silver Surfer, which I don't have. Couldn't find her. This took 3 Targets to get, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did and you want to see some more Marvel Legends get reviewed, then click the top link there. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.